Hello everybody, I'm doing a voiceover, so just to let you guys know, these are my tactics to win all Uno games you play ever, and I mean ever. These tactics will work out for any Uno game you guys ever play. I promise it will work. So there are some people out there who play action cards like they are the biggest thing, or they're the first things that you want to get to. But there's a thing to that. Both, yes, you can use them, but at the same time, there are sometimes you have to save action cards for last momentary things, because let's say, like, this guy has a swapper and you have a different color of a different card. That's going to be a problem because, it's just, you can't do anything about it. So what you have to do is save the wild colors for last, and if you need to, use the pickup 4 when it comes to the point. I usually just play go wild because you can stack cards, and if it comes to the point where you're at like 30 cards, you could just use a pickup 4 and that would go to the next person. But never use all your wild cards and super good cards, because just saying, it's not worth it. Trust me, take it from me. Save the cards for when you need them. If you have swapper cards, use them right away. I'm not going to tell you that again. Use them right away. They are cursed. So, for this one, bluffing your opponent would mean that if you only have blue cards left and somebody switches it to red, you gotta hope that somebody else has a card that can switch colors, and they'll switch it back to the color that you had originally because they think that you're gonna win. And then what you do is you trick them because you made a laughing symbol or a thank you, and then what you say is basically, you just use those emote things there. And what you do is basically they think that you have the card that they switched it to, because you're going to be first before them. So basically what just happens there is they switch it back to the color that you actually have, and you basically trick them. And for that, you put down your last card and bam, you got that win. And they're wondering, well then, why did he laugh and say thank you if I put down a yellow card if he only has a blue card? Well, it's basically the poker effect. You gotta trick your opponents in thinking you got something that's too good to be true, but really, you don't have the card. It's just, it makes more sense when you're playing the game. Now, coming in on number 3, we have saving lower value cards. This would mean cards like 0, 1, 2, 3. Anything higher than that is horrible because, well, if you're going to be in a game and the time runs out, as you see there's a timer in the top corner, you want to be the person with the least amount of cards. So at that point, when it hits the 1 minute mark, get rid of all, and I mean all, your action cards, because those are all worth 50 points, and if you have 50 points stacked on another 50, you're basically going to have bad luck right there, and you don't want that when you're trying to win a game, because what you want to do is have the least amount of cards. Even if you have different colors, keep the zeros. It doesn't matter. You don't have to get rid of the zeros. As long as people have cards and their time is running out, keep zeros in your inventory or card deck, whatever you want to call it. And basically from that, you should win, because card number 0 is worth no points. Also, discard all cards are really good, so try to get rid of those as well, because those are worth 100 points, and trust me, you do not want to lose 1,000 coins from a normal game, because that would be horrible. I can show you guys the card chart soon as I get it up. But yes, this is basically the tactic to win from the lowest value amount, because you have to keep the lowest amount of points for you to win. That's why people that get Uno get no cards, because they have a perfect 0. As you can see here, this is the scoreboard, so you can pause the video and check that out if you want. And basically, yeah, that right there is the winning right there if you have the lowest amount of cards. So just remember that keeping 0s is okay, even a couple 1s. Let's just hope they have a 4 if you have 2 1s. This tactic is probably the hardest one, because you have to have major hardcore memory to remember this stuff, but counting the cards can help out a lot, because if you count the amount of cards that somebody has used, or like the amount of that kind, so if you're playing a normal match, there is only one of every color and one of every kind. So if somebody used a green 8, there's no other green 8s in this match at all. You're not going to find another green 8. Unless you're on Go Wild mode, then there is 4 packs of cards in one game, which is 4 of everything, and trust me, that gets messed up. There are exactly 4 pickup 4s, there are 4 pickup 2s of every color, and that would mean that there's 4, 8, 12, 16. There's 16 pickup 2s. There's 2 of every color. No, sorry, 4 of it. I'm not sure. I have to check that out, actually. I forgot. But you don't really have to worry about pickup 2s, because if you play the game mode I play, as long as you have a pickup 2, you're fine. And basically, it's not hard to tell how many, cards there are in general, because if you see a bunch of yellows going by, you know nobody else has got a yellow left. So especially when they use a discard all color and they have no more of that color, and there you go, you make them pick up, and let's just hope it's a big one, because if it is, then if the timer runs out, then they're screwed. You basically just went for the win. When you're playing, save the wild cards, even if it's the only card you got. Try and, save it. Do not use it, and pick up until you get a better card. It's pretty self-explanatory. As you see right here, I pick up instead of placing down a card, because it is just a smarter thing to do. As you see inside this voiceover, that was kind of perfectly timing. But yes, try and pick up as many cards as you can if it's the only choice you got, because that just helped me out a lot, because I just got a yellow discard all, and now I just basically skipped a couple turns for myself and won that for myself. And since there is literally not much more that I could have done there, I kind of made that mistake there. I was gonna actually not use that, but it worked out in the end anyway, so I was kind of happy for that. But at the same time, you gotta save them. I just noticed that the only color that was there was a 4, and that's a really low card, so I wouldn't have to worry about it much, but it was a bit too late for that anyway, so there it is. And yet, that's basically good luck right there, but honestly, save the action cards when they help you discard the most amount of cards. It's really helpful, especially when you're on 2v2 mode. It really helps if you use skip your turn, because it goes straight to your teammate, and when it comes to teammates, you gotta make sure that either you or them win. So if they have a straightaway with colors, you got to make sure that the suit stays on that color. But then if that goes wrong for them, then they're going to have to help you out for keeping on that color to discard all the cards in their deck. Because as long as one of your teammates win, you win as well, no matter what. Now, you guys are wondering why I said be patient in this, because if you have the lowest value of cards, as I said earlier in this video, you basically can stop the timer thing and win through time. That's it.